Session 59. I hate airports.
Darren had had a fantastic time in Valencia. The weather had been perfect, the food delicious, and the hospitality warm and friendly. However, it was time to leave, although it was as if Valencia did not want him to go. He had been hanging around the airport for nearly 4 hours. The word delayed on the departures board was burnt into the back of his eyes. No one could give him an exact time when the plane would be ready to depart.
Purchasing his fifth cup of coffee and the National Geographic magazine, he decided to sit down by the window. He took a sip of his coffee before putting it down by his feet and began flicking through the magazine. There was an interesting article about some monkeys who had learned to season their own food with salt. He decided that when he got back home, he would look it up on the internet and try to find out more about these intelligent creatures.
Darren looked up at the departures board. It still said delayed. At one of the receptions, a man was talking in a raised voice. He too had been waiting for hours for his plane. His concern didn't seem to be about himself though. It was more about his 5-year-old son who had gone beyond his boredom threshold and now proceeded to lie down on the floor and kick and scream. Fellow commuters watched this display with a mixture of sympathy and annoyance. Darren had to get out of this airport soon.
He stood up quickly and, forgetting that he had put his coffee down on the floor, kicked it over. Its contents splashed onto his jeans and narrowly missed a woman's handbag. She looked up at him with displeasure and was about to say something, but Darren jumped in first. He picked up the now empty cup, apologized to the woman, gave her his National Geographic before quickly walking towards the public toilets.
In the toilets, he soaked the bottom of his jeans with warm water, trying to stop the coffee from staining. Once he had done as much as he could, he approached the hand dryer. Immediately he realized his dilemma. The dryer was nearly at head height, and it was the ankles of his jeans that needed drying. There was no way that he was going to take his jeans off. He was too self-conscious to have other people seeing him in his underwear, and all of his clothes were in his suitcase and likely aboard his plane that wasn't going anywhere.
So he turned on the hand dryer, gripped the sink, and raised his leg up to the dryer nozzle. Within no time his jeans were dry, and he seemed to have stopped them from staining badly. His only problem was all the strange looks that he got from people as he was balanced on one leg, with the other in the air, trying not to fall down.
He left the toilet and looked up at the departures board. Thankfully, his plane was now boarding. He rushed to the terminus and stood in the queue with many relieved commuters. Aside from this little mishap, his holiday had been amazing. He would definitely go back one day, but maybe not by plane.